Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Today we go all in on a buy it for life, buy once, cry once mentality when it comes to your everyday carry gear. We're not talking about cheap gadgets that break down the first time you hard use them. We're talking about meticulously finding the gear that you would be okay spending the money on. And in theory, through use case, warranty, quality, and craftsmanship, it should last you for life. This is my ultimate buy it for life list. Everyday carry, load out. This stuff that I trust and depend on. Let's dive in. And in theory, all this stuff could outlive me. Now I'm putting this list together basically like X, if you only could have one item for every category, what would they be and why would those be the case? These are the items. You may have different ideas. Comment down below. For every category, we're going to talk about a knife, a boomstick, a multi-tool, a full tang knife, a pen, a flashlight, and a wallet. So that's just me, okay? Doesn't mean I carry this stuff every day, but they will touch me at least one time a week. Now, my quick disclaimer, everyday carry, EDC is incredibly personal, and what works for me may not work for you. It may not be perfect for everyone, but the principle behind these choices, durability, quality, materials, thoughtful designs, I think those are universal. So let's take a closer look at what I believe is a rock solid setup. So first thing we're gonna dive into is going to be the flashlight. So you thought I was gonna start with the knife. No, we're gonna start with the flashlight. This is the Streamlight Pro Tac 2AX. Now, here's the thing I like about this flashlight. I wanted to choose a flashlight from a company that has been around for at least 30 years. Though Ace Beam was out of the woodworks, Phoenix was not going to be considered, Olight would not be considered because, you know, Workos and Woob and all those companies popped up 2009 and later. I mean, Phoenix, out of all those I just named, Phoenix is the oldest, and that's not quite old enough for me, because when you have longevity, what leads me to believe is you have the ability to stand by a product or at least sell some stuff that people think is worthy. So Streamlight is where it landed at for me. Also, Streamlight has a crazy good warranty. They warranty the item, they don't warranty the purchaser. And that was another issue for one of their main competitors for this category, was going to be a Coast flashlight. Streamlight came around in the early 1970s, making them older than I am. But Coast is even older because Coast came around in the early 1900s. And early in the 20th century, Coast came out mainly focusing on tools and knives, and they eventually expanded to flashlights. Super close to considering Coast, but the thing about Coast is that they warranty for the purchaser, not for the item. I want a company that if I were to give this to a son, that they're going to stick by their lifetime warranty. It's a limited lifetime warranty. So they're not going to be limiting stuff like the battery, O-rings, stuff like that. But if you have an issue with the emitter on the front, if something happens with that, yeah, they intend to stand behind their products. I specifically chose the Streamlight Pro Tac 2AX because it does have a dual fuel source. So it comes with a built-in battery. Specifically, this thing is 1600 milliamp hours, so it's going to have a pretty decent battery life. But if this were to run out, you can always just throw two AA batteries in here and keep it moving. 550 watts is plenty for everyday carry. I could use this, buy it for a life type flashlight. For rucking, I could use this if I were going to go fishing. I could use this to find stuff underneath the couch. I could use this for any number of categories. It works for any of those. Easy to use. It has a momentary switch. It's easy to switch between the modes before you even turn the flashlight on. It has strobe. This is a very well-made flashlight, and it can take drops, bumps, accidental splashes. I really like this, and this is an easy buy it for life in my book. It's not as fancy as some of its competitors. I mean, it's not gonna be blowing your socks off or anything crazy like that, but you're gonna have something that's reliable. And if you decide to keep this in the armrest of your truck or your weak side pocket, this is gonna be something that's gonna be durable and something that you could hold on to for a long time. Yes, I did highly consider the Coast, and I like the Coast flashlights, but you really threw me off, Coast, when you only warranty the purchaser. that did not really put a good taste in my mouth. Something that definitely gives me good vibes, and this was a hard one, okay? This was a definite hard one. We're moving on to the fixed blade for this portion. It had to be the Bradford Guardian 3.2. This was a difficult decision, but I'm going to tell you why this one beat out the makes of Benchmade, Tour Knives, TKL Knives, and even Montana Knife Company. The Bradford Guardian 3.2, for those that appreciate a quality knife, this knife is a game changer in my opinion. I opted for the Magna Cut version of this, the Magna Cut HH, speaking for high hardness. You can also get this in CPM 3V. They make this in different knife steels, but one thing I like about Bradford is that they listen to their customers. They listen to their fans. They made improvements from the Bradford 3 to the 3.2, which are tangible. The finger choil is that much better. The sheath has been improved. Like, they definitely make improvements and listen to what people want when it comes to their hardware, and that makes me feel incredibly great. Also, the owners of the company have a long history in the knife making community, providing materials for knife makers around the entire nation. That's something that makes me feel fantastic. They have a great warranty process. Although the company themselves is less than 2 decades old, they still have high quality on Reddit, Better Business Bureau, on their website themselves, for taking care of customers for warranty issues, resharpening process, all that type of stuff. You can customize the scales to whatever the hell you want. You can get them in a jade, you can get them in G10, you can get them in carbon fiber. Like, you can get aftermarket stuff for your knife and make it feel good for a long time. You got that full tang goodness. Is going to be good for getting up on the knife, using it for some of those easy EDC tasks. You're not going to be womping this through a bunch of logs, but you will be able to use this if you don't want to carry your folder. Another thing I really like about this is the sheath. The sheath has this pull-in method right here where you can use your thumb to not only pull it in, but push it out. Pull it in, push it out. All one-handed. It has a lap over system here to access the sheath and put it onto your belt, which I'm a big fan of, but you can also put an Alti clip on here if you wanted to. Very well made. I think they're doing a great job, and this is going to be great for opening stubborn packages all the way to tackling more demanding tasks. You can get it with the Kodak sheath. They have a leather sheath as well, so they're definitely expanding the options. Secure, and I think this will last you for decades. As one of those buy it for life type items. Now, who was the competitors for this? I'm not gonna lie to you. The TKL knife DP1 is the only TKL knife I own. So the only reason I didn't choose this one is because I don't have a large, this is a very small knife, 2-finger knife. I don't think it's the most comfortable EDC knife for life. You're gonna want more. And I think that there's plenty of other knives. I know you guys can comment down below of other TKL knives I could have considered for this, but I don't own those, so I couldn't really consider them. So that's something. And I also had to think about availability. The Bradford knife I can get on their website. I can get it on Blade HQ. I can get it easily. They definitely are not having issues with manufacturing. Whereas the TKL, I like the fact they let you order your knife and they tell you you're going to get it in such and such months, but I really like just to have something more available. And so that's something I think about. This was a heavy favorite because it's made by a Marine, and I'm a Marine, so it was something I highly considered, but ultimately I did not pull the trigger on it. And then we had Montana Knife Company. Specifically, I wanted to consider the Battle Goat for something for an EDC item that you can carry for life. Super thin, slicey geometry. This ergonomics on this are crazy. Finger guard, just great if you needed to use this for self-defense. But the same thing is availability, and the company themselves is a little young, just like TKL. And I believe both of these are made in the USA. Matter of fact, all these knives are made in the USA. But I want to know how the warranty process is going. And I haven't heard negative things about TKL or Montana Knife Company's warranty process, but there's way more evidence of a smooth warranty process with Bradford than I have evidence for the other two. So you can't disprove a negative, but that's what's something for me that made it a little bit easier. Speaking of easier, I got to talk about today's video sponsor and an easy buy it for life contender. Now, when I talked about this video, I said, you know, you got to give me something that's going to make it make so much sense when it comes to a buy it for life choice in this category. And then they came with the goodness. This is keeping track of time with style, and unwavering reliability is how I like to describe the Veer R1 Plano. So I've gone through my fair share of watches. You know, Veer's a long-time channel sponsor. I appreciate them being a sponsor. And the reason that I can say I've been through my fair share of watches, and I'm a big fan of this one, it has to be the stainless steel cases that they're using. It feels sustainable, durable. The sapphire crystal glass is virtually scratch-proof in my opinion, and a must-have for everyday wear. It has a quartz movement. It uses high-quality components that ensure accuracy and longevity without the constant need for winding. I like the reserve time on these bad boys. And you gotta love a chrono. You wanna do a foot race between two kids, push this button. Just like that, you have started the stopwatch on this bad boy. You have the stopwatch feature there on the yellow dial. You have the small dial on the left, which keeps tracks of the minutes. The small dial on the right is a 24-hour clock. And then at the very bottom is the second hand for the actual clock itself. You can stop the actual stopwatch, reset it by pushing that button. Very easy to use. It's a joy to wear all day. And yes, this is another one of those watches, comes with 2 watch straps. Easily take this from the ocean to the office, anywhere that you want to go, and date night in between. Comfortable watch straps. It's not just a watch. It's a dependable timekeeping instrument that is built to last the rigors of daily life for years to come. Easily my buy it for life choice when it comes to this. I would just say trifecta of things that I would go with, or the first 3 items are kind of just the bangers that I would keep it up with. Check the link in the description for the best pricing on this watch. Thank you for Veer for sponsoring this video, and easily a buy it for life choice that we all can get down with. We got to take it overseas. We got to take it overseas. We're going to go with the Wingback Cash wallet for the buy it for life wallet. Now, we know we had to go with something that was leather. It has good stitching. It holds your cards in cash. That's when it came down to the Wingback. I thought about going with something that was handmade, something here in America, but I don't own that stuff, number one. And also wanted something that has some longevity. The company themselves has a good warranty process. I love the way this feels. I've owned this particular wallet for 4 years. It's doing nothing but starting to look patina and weather and look really, really well. The stitching on it is extremely robust. I hate to continue to use the word robust, but look at that freaking stitching. 4 years, not everyday carry use, because I do swap it out, but I did carry this wallet a solid 6 months straight. The stitching on this is top notch. This is the only sign of stitching on the wallet itself. It's so freaking well done. You won't believe how good it feels in your hand. It can hold about 9 cards in the main part, and you can hold your bills, about 20 bills in here. Over time, this leather is going to develop a beautiful patina, regardless if you get it in black, if you get it in brown, or whatever. It securely holds my essential cards and a bit of cash without being overly bulky. And this isn't just a way to carry your money. It's a piece of craftsmanship that will last a lifetime and only get better with age. This is my buy it for life choice for a wallet. I know you guys can mention a lot of wallets down below that make this category as well. OpenSea, all that good stuff. Drop a few that you may know of. Before I continue, if you're getting good value out of this video, hit the like button. Also, consider subscribing to the channel, because I would love to have you a part of the battalion and all of that good stuff. Now that I've gotten that out the way, let's go for the people that don't like the Second Amendment, because I love it. And that's why I got to introduce you guys to the Beretta PX4 Storm. This is the 40mm version. They make it in different calibers. Now, for a more significant and potentially life-saving piece of my EDC kit, I got to talk about the Beretta PX4 Storm and the 40mm. This tool I trust for my personal defense. It represents a serious commitment to the responsible ownership and training. If you own something like this, I'm a big fan of this specific weapon. It has built-in rails so that you can put a light on it without having to add additional accessories. It has a safety on it, unlike some of its competitors. Now, it's Italian made. I know it's not made here in America, but it's so well made. I've owned this thing for over a decade. I've put in hundreds, if not over 1,000 rounds through it, and it just has never failed on me, no matter if I put good old American ammo or overseas crap through it, this thing keeps on ticking. This is a buy it for life firearm. We're looking for exceptional reliability and durability. The PX4 Storm delivers on both of those fronts. Now, the rotating barrel locking system helps with mitigating the recoil, making it comfortable, controllable, and accurate. The polymer frame is robust. The internal components are built to withstand thousands upon thousands of rounds. I'm getting up to that number sooner than later. Here's the thing. It's absolutely crucial to remember that owning a firearm comes with a whole lot of responsibility. Just because I'm showing you this stuff does not make it a toy. Always prioritize safety, seek professional training, be thoroughly familiar with your local laws and regulations regarding firearm safety, and don't just listen to some guy on the internet because you think his weapon looks cool, whether it's a Hellcat, a Glock, or a Beretta, before you go out and get any of that stuff. Double action or single action safety on this bad boy, great grip. I'm a big fan of this weapon. Buy it for life, something I'll be giving to one of my sons one day, easily my favorite. Now, this is gonna kind of come out of left field a little bit here. This is the water bottle that I would recommend for life. Okay, I know Stanley's falling off hard. Yeti, they pumping out some stuff. You can get some stuff from Buc-ee's. You can get some stuff from Hydro Flask, plenty of them. But I'm gonna talk about the Grail Titanium water bottle. Staying hydrated is essential, but being able to filter your water, I think, is even more essential. I rely on the Grail Titanium water bottle. This is not your average water bottle. It's a titanium construction. It makes it incredibly lightweight, yet exceptionally durable. It can handle drops, bumps, falls, being stepped on by one of my kids. It just keeps on ticking. It's not just an everyday water bottle because it's an invaluable tool for travel and emergency preparedness. Going into a suspect hotel room where you want to just drink the water out of the sink, put it through here. You can actually has a built-in filter which lets you press through the water, and you can basically drink from most water sources on the planet. It takes care of 99.9% of pathogens and microplastics in the water. This thing is fantastic. It's pricey, but that's because it literally can come into a pinch and possibly save your life. This specific model itself, when you take out the outer tube, you can still, you press this through to actually filter the water after you pour through this part. So you press through here and then all the water is contained inside of here and you drink out of it. But you can take this part and you can use it for cooking. So you want to boil some water, you want to cook some stuff, you want to make a stew. Let's say, for instance, you're in a survival mode and you got the head of a fish and you want to use every part of the fish, make some fish stew with this. That's another component that makes this one of those buy it for once, have a clean water for life kind of investment. Now let's get on, let's kind of land the plane a little bit to the pocket knife, because I know you guys have been wondering about that for quite a minute. We're gonna go with the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Okay, if you're looking for a cutting tool that's going to be slicey AF, we have the ever popular Spyderco Paramilitary 2. In that case, even a PM3 would work as well. This folder has earned its legendary status in the EDC community for a reason. The ergonomics are fantastic. The fitting, the comfortable in a wide range of hand size. I have decent sized hands. I got a full grip on this bad boy. The pocket clip feels good in my palm. Some people hate it, but I like the way the pocket clip even feels in my hand. It comes in a variety of blade steels. I have it in CPM S45VN. You can get it in S30V. You can Spyderco mixes it up with the blade steels. You can send it in for resharpening. I need to get mine reshaped, but it's still super duper sharp. Still gets the job done. This knife is built for some serious use. You don't want to get too crazy with it because it is a very thin knife. Okay, so you're not going to be doing too much whacking over log. That's why we got that buy it for life fixed blade knife that we can rotate in. It is a workhorse folder. It is built to last, remain in a staple of my EDC for years to come. Great for food prep, taking this in the kitchen and slicing through some actual fruit or tomatoes or whatever. This thing gets the job done. A lot of corrosion resistance, a patented compression lock design. You have the Spidey hole. I mean, you just can't get enough of this. This is something that if you decide to get yourself this knife, it's gonna feel painful to pay that initial amount, but you're gonna like the fact that this is the only knife you own. You're not gonna be butthurt by it. You're gonna have fun flicking it and playing with it. I'm telling you, this is one of the ways to go. Speaking of ways to go, is using your own pen for stuff, not necessarily because you're a germaphobe, but because you wanna have memories that are incorporated with the writing utensils that you have. We're circling back to Wingback. We talked about their wallet. Now we're going to talk about the Journeyman pen. This, just like their wallets, is a pen, is a testament to the craftsmanship and durability to design. Machined from a solid stainless steel. This pen is substantial. It's satisfying. It's weighty. It feels good in the hand. Ladies, you know the procedure. It has no flimsy parts. Nothing on this feels like it can break. It's designed to accept Parker style G2 refills, which is widely available, ensuring you'll always be able to keep it writing. The knurled grip provides excellent control. This knurling down here, excellent control, and the overall design is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. It has a twist top design to actually make the pen come out at the very top, which gives you a little bit of a fidget factor. This isn't disposable plastic pen territory. You're spending big bucks on this so you can sign the mortgage to your house, sign a birth certificate, sign your marriage certificate, have those thoughts. Every time you pick this pen up, you're gonna have those pleasant thoughts in your head, or sign your divorce decree. I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. Every time you pick this thing up, you're gonna be brought back to that day you use this pen for that task. That's why we buy EDC pens. Also, if you write a lot like I do, I write every single day, you want an EDC pen. If you don't write every day, don't spend $300 on a pen like I did, okay? You're not gonna wanna do anything like that because it just won't make any sense. Well, I didn't spend $300 on this one because they sent it to me, but I got about another $1,000 worth of pens over there that I did spend my own money on. So taking down notes, ideas, signatures, or journaling your ass off, this will work for you. Let's land the plane, guys. Okay, we're circling the wagons, we're landing the plane. We got to talk about one of the good American companies pumping out a mostly made in America multi-tool. Okay, plier heads are made in Mexico, but a lot of other stuff, it's all assembled here in America. The Leatherman Surge, this beat out the Leatherman Free P4, the Leatherman Free P2, my Leatherman Arc, the Signal, the Curl, the Bond. I own a lot of Leatherman, the Wave Plus. This one beat them all out for one reason: the T-shank adapter. Okay, the T-shank adapter allows for you to use their file, you can use their saw, but you can also use anything with a T-shank, even if it's 15 inches long. If you need to do something on your workbench, which I have, and you have like a bandsaw with a T-shank, you can load it in here and use it. Okay, that makes so much sense. Of course, it does have your tools that you're going to want to need. It has God tier scissors on it, not as good, in my opinion, as on the Arc or Free P4, but still some good scissors. It has a good blade. The reason it beat out my other two or other three multi-tools is because this blade has no thumb stud or nothing in it. It gives you so much blade on a multi-tool. When you're carving through cardboard or carving through burlap or slicing through something over and over and over, repetitive cuts, this thing gets out your way and it just gets the job done. The only thing I wish was a little bit different is on Gerber multi-tools, they usually put the tool element up near your thumb so you can press down on the knife. That's just a Gerber thing that they like to do. They don't really do that on Leatherman. But other than that, I'm a big fan of the pliers itself. Big, durable, beefy pliers. You can change out the wire cutters in the middle. Good wire cutters. You can go through hangers with this bad boy, cut through all sorts of stuff. Crimpers built in, 4-in-1 pliers, needle nose, the actual traditional pliers, the wire cutters, the crimpers, just everything built into this bad boy. And then you have the access to the rest of your tools inside of here. You have your awl, so if you need to make a hole into some wood or something like that, a slotted screwdriver slash pry bar, even more thin pry bar and a slotted screwdriver on this side. You get access to Leatherman's bit kit, and you also have a can opener. This thing has a bottle cap lifter as well. Just anything built in to kind of get the job done. This multi-tool can do that. You get the outside tools, you're gonna get their serrated. You get their saw and a serrated blade. That's something that you don't get on some of the ones I named. If you need a serrated blade for cutting through rope, you got it. If you need a saw for cutting through 2-inch branches, you got it. And it loads up with that T-shank adapter. I normally keep my saw near the serrated blade because I don't use a serrated blade very often. So when I keep it here, that reminds me, don't touch that because that's a serrated blade. And also it reminds me that if I need to load up the actual saw, I can do that and take this double-sided file up out of here. And then on the other side, you get that knife, you get the scissors. You do have a hidden area where you can load up the pocket clip. So that's going to be, if you don't want to keep the pocket clip on here, you can just take it off by pushing this little thumb release here and change it out. So the actual pocket clip that comes from Leatherman gets scratched up very easily. So that's something you want to think about, but I just showed you how easy it is to swap this out so you can get that changed out whenever you see fit. And then it also has a secret lanyard holder that a lot of people don't use. You can actually expose that the same way by pushing on this thumb side, and you can put a lanyard on it, which makes this easy for getting out of a pouch. It beat out a lot of good multi-tools, but it deserved to beat them down because it's one of those buy it for life type of multi-tools. So there you have it, my ultimate buy it for life EDC loadout. Each of these items represents an investment in quality, durability, and long-term value. I think anything on this table can be given to one of my sons, both of my sons, any of my daughters. They are tools I trust and I rely on them daily. What are your must-have buy it for life EDC items? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious to hear about durable gear that stands the test of time. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the EDC gear that I would say is buy it for life, give me a thumbs up. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.